to That Wrestling Podcast.
Welcome to That Wrestling Podcast. Jason, Kevin, and Brian. Third straight week that not all four of us are here. And very likely it's going to be 4 in a row because I got a work thing next week. So, we roll with the punches, man. But like I said, you got us three. And Kevin, welcome back, my friend. We missed you last week.
I'm back.
I said the same thing to Jason last week. So we stick with what works here. It's an Elimination Chamber preview and predictions special. We got a special guest coming up. We even got something special since Joe can't be here. We have his picks. His picks are in. So we're going to see what that's all about when we get to the preview predictions.
Okay. Well, let's discuss this right now then. Joe's not here.
Yeah.
Should his picks count?
I think, knowing that allegedly he has turned them in, allegedly, I think that is allowable. If he was going to pull the, I'll get them to you on Saturday, where he could listen to the pod and then give his picks, absolutely not. Kev?
Unless they're good.
Well, that makes no sense.
Well, I mean,
it's a yes or no.
Yeah.
Should his picks count, even though he's not here? Now, this is setting the precedent now, because we've never had someone miss on a pay-per-view weekend.
I feel that I feel like we should do a spin. Everything for Joe's pick should be randomized.
That would have been good.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, they can count. They can count.
Okay. Jay, you agree?
No, I was going to say no. They shouldn't count.
Okay.
But
Heartless.
Majority rules here. 2 out of 3. So
that's your nickname. Heartless Jason Marchuka.
No.
Come on.
No, it's not. No, it's
Come on. All right. Well, all right. Then the picks are in, I guess. And before we get into everything too, Jay, I wanted to ask you, I mean, we are all headed to your new home.
Yeah.
For the first time to hang out and to watch Elimination Chamber. Set the stage for how is the house ready? Are there ground rules that your wife has made sure that don't let Kevin take a dump in this bathroom or whatever?
Have you seen that commercial where Nick Saban is the Airbnb host?
Yes. And it's absolutely fantastic.
That's what you should expect.
Oh no!
Well,
no shower more than 30 seconds.
I can't wait to wear muddy shoes and pretend to be the cable installation guy.
No.
Oh my God, that's right.
It wouldn't be a pretty sight.
Burn the house down.
They would not find your body in the woods behind my house. Well, if you guys are thinking, well, your wife's going to be there and there's going to be home cooked food. Well, that's not happening. She ain't here. I don't even know how to cook. We've been in this house 4 months. I don't even know how to use my oven.
Ooh, we'll have to do it together.
No, we will not.
Let's get some pizza rolls, Kev, and we'll throw them in the oven.
That just means I'm bringing the air fryer. We're all set.
We have
one of those got an air fryer.
Yeah. We have one of those too, but I have no idea how it works. So we will order pizza. Realistically, you guys are getting here so late tomorrow, we're not doing anything. And then Saturday, we're going to be out at breweries and bars during the day before Elimination Chamber. So it's what to expect. You guys have a place to sleep. Joe is coming Saturday morning. He also has a place to sleep, but it's the cot on my porch outside. But that's okay. It's at least it's a comfortable cot. He does have a place to sleep. You guys are indoors, so it's all good. You have blankets. He has one of those plastic WWE tablecloths that you get for kids' birthday parties. That's his blanket.
He likes that. Yeah.
And
repel rain.
Yeah. And then the one rule though is nobody can piss in the urinal because it's not ready yet. It's installed, but I have to get the cleaning stuff before I so no pissing in the urinal, no nothing in the urinal, Kevin.
Well, if anything, that just gets us excited for the rematch visit for the return.
Yes.
Yeah, because right now, I mean, the house is in pretty decent shape. I'm sure if my wife was here, she'd be like, "It's not good. You gotta clean." No, it's you guys. It's you guys.
Exactly.
So
we'll be fine.
it's clean enough. You have places to sleep. Brian, I did find your beer. You owe me 27.
Yes.
Or
Oh,
you owe
thank
me 25.63 for the 6-pack.
Perfect.
What is so special about this beer?
Well, it's a collaboration with Penn Brewing, which is a Pittsburgh brewery, and Sarah's Candy, which is a Pittsburgh candy spot. And it's a peanut butter melt away stout is what the beer is. It was limited edition for Valentine's Day.
Oh.
And oddly enough, over the weekend, I was running errands and there was just some random beer store. And I'm like, well, I'm a good friend. I'm the best of friends.
Thank you, buddy.
And the best gift giver. So I'm like, I got to keep my streak, even though you are paying for this. It's not a gift, but it's the point of me going to put in the effort for my friends to acquire the beer that you've requested. So I just went in and I said, hey, do you guys have the Sarah's Penn Brewery beer? And they're like, yeah, they had 9 cans left. They sell by the can, not by the 6. So I bought 6 for you, and 25.63 is what you owe me. So you'll have beer. Kev, if you would like to bring beer, you can bring beer. Or we are going to a brewery on Saturday that I've never been to, so maybe they'll have some beers that we'll like, and you can bring those back to the house for chamber. We will order a pizza, as I stated earlier. Maybe some other assorted foods, and we will watch the Elimination Chamber. Now, Brian has wanted to do some sort of live show after. I don't know. I don't know. I'm really thinking it's leaning towards no. Just because let's just enjoy and hang and not have to do a show. Not everything's for the internet. So I've been told. So yeah, so that's what you guys should expect at my house.
All right.
A place to sleep, no cooking, pizza, and a couple beer spots on Saturday. And then you guys are probably leaving early Sunday, and then I'm going to the Horror Realm Con Sunday morning. So yeah,
it's awesome. No, it's
Horror
great.
Con.
Horror Con.
Yes,
not horror con.
Horror Con, not horror con.
Yes, it's all about the punctuation there. Yeah.
No, it's
well, and at 11 tomorrow on Saturday, the pay-per-view will be over. GCW will be on, and the strippers will be here. So,
ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, you caught me mid-drink during that one, or else, yeah, it's amazing.
No, it's and the timing is great too, because it's almost 5 years to the day since the AEW event, all in Chicago.
Oh, outside, yeah.
You're right.
And 29. Takeaway last year was a leap year, right? But that,
it really was. Yeah.
Wait.
That's crazy.
Has it really been 5 years?
Yeah.
It was February 2020. So
we've only been doing this podcast 4 years.
I know. The post show that we did was your like, hey, this is the SoCal Pro Wrestling Podcast, but I'm with my buddy.
That was Revolution, not All Outside. Revolution. You said All Out.
Yeah.
No, I said we all in Chicago. Like
he said
Chicago.
All in Chicago,
we were all
not
in
the
Chicago.
show all in.
Yeah, okay.
Got it. Again, the punctuation.
I was going to say,
con,
like horror,
in Chicago. It's all about how you see it.
I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, oh, dang. Tomorrow's the 28th, let alone Saturday's March 1st. But
yeah. I didn't put 2 and 2 together. You're right.
And awesome. For the record, for coming to stay here, I will require you to leave your soul on the way out.
I was gonna bring a D's Nuts 69 DX jersey instead, but I guess that's an even trade.
Yeah. There's a 5-year anniversary.
I'll take your soul, please.
I think that's a great transition. That seems to be the trend going on right now. What the hell, Rock? That's how I put it in our rundown. And you guys know I kind of missed everything, just the timing of making a phone call with my dad, and I just saw the internet go, that was confusing. What the fuck was that? And it ends essentially with, we had the Mania next year announcement for New Orleans. And eventually we got Cody to the ring, and Rock essentially says, I don't want the title. I want your soul. You kind of translate it to being like the corporate champion. Jay, I know you're always the most inflammatory with The Rock with Dwayne in these appearances. I gotta figure it was the same way when this one happened, huh?
So last Friday, the new PGA golf game came out. So I was playing that till about 9. I'm like, all right, I got to go up. I want to see what this nonsense is going to be. And sure enough, it was just like I said. Music hits, checks the
goosies.
goosebumps.
Yep.
Finally, WrestleMania. You're all meth heads, but I love you.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck, man? This is the problem. It's the problem I had last year. The problem I have this year. When that Rock segment ended, I watched Gossip Girl on Netflix for like 3 hours Friday night. I literally turned SmackDown off and watched Gossip Girl. Like, this makes no sense. And then what made it worse? Saturday morning. Getting there. Saturday morning. At The Rock on X. Thanks for watching the show. We got some disruptive moves coming up, so tune in. Love playing this audacious, unpredictable character known as the final boss. Don't say you're playing a character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be the character.
Yeah.
But the problem with this character, we all know he's a nice fucking guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like,
Jay, even before Saturday morning, he did a press conference after SmackDown was off the air, being just Dwayne Johnson of going, the nice thing about me and Cody is we don't have to have a match and there's a story.
Then why the fuck are we doing this?
Yeah.
If there's no match, what's the payoff? I feel like I said this last year as well.
Yeah.
What is the payoff? Why are we doing this other than to stroke his big fucking massive ego? His movies suck. His football league sucks. And it's the only thing he is known for that works.
Mm-hmm. I'm getting there. I'm not where you are, but the up and down of I'm a good guy, I'm a bad guy. I'm a good guy, bad guy in the same segment is just too clunky. I'm at least encouraged by what I think, we're going to get an answer on Saturday at Elimination Chamber, and we'll talk about that. We're actually going to include that in the predictions. I'm at least encouraged that it's like, okay, if what could happen that they finally got to happens, that could be fun. But boy, was it a up and down, up and down, up and down to get there. Because, yeah, it's very, very weird. Kev?
I think you mentioned like the roller coaster, right? So
yeah,
2 times ago, final boss. Then it takes me to the point where it was the debut of Netflix debut of Raw on Netflix came out and just, it was almost gushing out for Cody, gushing out for Roman, right? And it was totally good. And we were waiting for him to be a little heel or to do something, and it just stopped. So that's where it's like, this last time was like a little 50-50. It's odd, right? Because I guess it's unpredictable, right? What's going to happen, but something's got to happen. Like, he's got to propel himself into something on Saturday night, or dude just got to go away.
This sucks, Kevin. Just say it.
I remember
it's terrible
because I was a little late in starting SmackDown. Michigan State basketball ended. Jay put
against Iona in the Maui Classic. Is that what?
No, they beat University of Michigan, and
it's a good game. Okay.
And I was keeping up with text, and I remember, Jay, this sucks. 2 seconds later, what's going on? 2 seconds, and I'm ad-libbing. I just turned it off. When you put the words, I just turned it off, can't take this, or something like that, it pushed that needle to piss you off so hard. So that actually got me excited to watch it. I didn't think it was terrible, but it was just
sucked.
It was odd. And I feel like when Cody's put in that predicament, it just makes Cody look even weird. Like, Saturday, something's got to happen on Saturday. Something.
It's the point that nobody went and saw Black Adam. Nobody went and saw Rampage. The last movie that he was good in was The Game Plan. He played the football player with the illegitimate daughter.
No, I thought the game plan was where he taught delinquents. What was that?
That was Gridiron Gang.
Okay, that movie was good.
I just am at the point where he doesn't need to be there.
Yeah.
This roster is the deepest it's ever been.
Yeah.
And this guy's ego. I got rid of all my Project Rock stuff. The only thing I have of the Rock still, I have one pair of Project Rock sneakers, and it was the one they announced that the UFC's official footwear is Project Rock. But they're in a box somewhere. I've never worn them, but like this is
We'll bust them out Saturday.
no, we will not.
I love it. It's like it's a point where like your favorite NFL player leaves and you burn their jersey. Jason, I can imagine Jay just burning all the Project Rock stuff or throw it inside a 55-gallon drum and lighting it
Maybe
on
that's
fire.
how Joe will stay warm on the porch.
Oh, yeah, I will tell you this. I
With
think
the Project Rock burn off.
I think he owns like 40 articles of clothing of that stuff.
I mean, it's very comfortable and it's really cool, but I'm done.
Yeah.
Done.
Well, we'll get to what happens Saturday with as far as our predictions go, because that they're hyping it up as will Cody sell his soul, for lack of a word. I think Jay, you might have to buy it to add to the burn pile. They released a new Rock shirt that says like "I want your soul" on it on WWE Shop
already.
No, they
buy
didn't.
it to burn it. Yeah, I saw it today.
No, they didn't.
I'm not. I ain't kidding you.
For $10, can you buy a little jar that's clear that apparently
You're
Cody's
full of
soul?
shit.
I saw it.
No, you didn't. I'm looking at it right now, and there is nothing that says,
all right,
I would like to suck the soul out of your cock, Cody.
All
That
right.
shirt is not
Well,
there.
I don't know if that language was part of it, but I'll look for it while I.
Well, that's when it was censored because they censored.
Oh, that's true.
It was over 5 times. The Twitter poll was the win, but like,
yeah,
man, like I'm.
You're frustrated.
And
I understand it. I
do
understand it.
This is footage from 2024. This is the same shit I was saying last year.
Mm-hmm.
Almost word for word.
I'm going to let it play out. That's a phrase we've used a lot on this show throughout the years. I want to see what happens Saturday, and then I'll be having a final judgment after that, you would think. But
the shirt is terrible. I just sent you guys
You found it. Thank you. Okay.
It's not on WWE Shop.
Well, it's somewhere.
It says it.
T Public.
Yeah, it is the link to it. But it is. It's so generic looking. It's just to describe it. It's basically The Rock, kind of in a collage looking animation with just "I want your soul" in big red, and then The Rock, final boss. And the fact that he's known as The Rock and final boss goes to the point where it's good and bad. Like,
oh, you're reaching.
Or is it just bad?
It's bad.
There.
Pumping out that merch. All right.
Yeah, let's talk about something else.
Yeah, let's talk about Monday Night Raw. I thought the ladies killed it, guys. They had 2 matches that were so much fun. You had Lyra Valkyria. She defeats Dakota Kai in a real fun match. Their first match for the title was really good. This rematch was probably just as good. And I noticed that the crowd in Cincinnati, they gave it a holy shit chance at some point. And then the main event, Liv and Raquel, they're your new women's tag champs, defeating Bianca and Naomi. Got a lot of love for my girl Liv Morgan. God, that was a fun match, especially once Dom came down and he's like putting the foot on the ropes. God, that was so great. So my question, guys, certainly the tag titles for so many years now, and now these new mid-card titles. Do you think WWE is, I guess, I use the phrase "turn the corner" on making them feel important and things that are a part of the show that you think are getting kind of the proper run that you would hope that they would?
Go ahead, Kev.
I think the women's tag titles have only felt important when Liv has held it in my eyes. Like Bianca and Naomi, not that much. Bianca and Jade, I feel like I think it lasted for a while, but going back and thinking about it, I'm just like, did it move? Did it do anything for me? Not really. Like the IC women's title, uh, I look at that one with Chelsea in the US women's. I feel
Yeah.
like that one is a step down to what Chelsea's doing. And that's not a knock on uh Lyra or anything. I just feel that she's great in the ring. She has charisma. I just feel like Chelsea's mic skills are just amazing. She is propelling the title. I think Lyra just has a title. If that kind of makes sense. If it doesn't, deal with it. I feel that I'm very happy that the ladies have it. Part of me thought Dakota Kai was going to win,
Oh yeah.
just to kind of give a new face to it, and then maybe have a rematch or something at WrestleMania. Because there's not that many uh challengers coming in weekly to go against Lyra. I know we're gonna get Miss American Made coming up,
Yeah.
uh,
Ivy Nile. Yep.
which will be great. Um, but we'll see. We'll see. But the women's match, our tag team match on Monday night, holy moly!
That was great.
The one thing that I loved when Sheamus would wrestle is when he was getting beat up. You know, his skin would turn red and pink, and you knew he was just getting hit. Live more this past Monday night than I think any time that I can remember in recent history. Like, I feel like her skin, like visibly, you could see it, was like red everywhere or pink just from the brutality in that match. I feel like all four of them looked great. All four of them. Uh, yeah, Dom with his shenanigans, I thought was fantastic. I didn't think the titles were going to change personally,
Hmm.
so I loved it. The crowd loved it. I think I'm gonna guess you guys both really enjoyed it as well. But that showed, okay, women's tag wrestling is great when they're given the time. That was a
Yeah.
decently long match as well. That's also why I enjoyed it so much, and not just like a 5 minute. That was probably the best match I've seen Raquel. Like Raquel doesn't
Yeah.
really
She
do
was
it
very
for me.
good.
So it was great. I loved it.
Yeah. Jay.
I'm glad the titles are off Naomi and Bianca. I realized how much I don't like Naomi. I don't think
Oh.
her character does nothing for me.
Okay.
Which
So you're
also
not
hopefully
feeling
that
the glow.
I'm not feeling the glow. Um, but I
Jay's
did
just
just
saying
see,
no.
but I did just see on Twitter, Raquel Rodriguez broke her foot.
No! Oh no! Oh no! The curse of the tag titles.
And
Oh, that's a buzzkill.
I just made that up. So
Oh, you son of a bitch! Cancel my trip tomorrow. How dare you?
well, I
All right.
think that look, like I said, get Bianca out of this tag team. Let Bianca be the one that tried to kill Jade. Give me that match at
Yeah.
whatever's next. Payback,
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania Payback, or whatever it's called. But yeah, give me I think it's time. Rhea and Bianca main event night one of WrestleMania.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, we'll get to our Elimination Chamber predictions, and I think that one certainly makes a lot of sense. Um, we'll see afterward if it's going to be. It's worthy on paper as being a main event, I would say, but it's also not going to have a huge length of build, right? Because it would just start at Elimination Chamber, so they would have to have some work to do to get it there. I would think.
6 weeks. Do a lot in
Yeah,
6 weeks.
it can be done, absolutely. But yeah, and get to the IC division. I think if they're going to make this, like, Chelsea's just such a charismatic personality. You can't not be entertained by her when you see her. And it seems like the IC title is kind of being like the women's workhorse thing, where they're
So
just going to
just
put
like
on
the
these.
men, just like the
Yeah,
men. That makes
they're going to
sense.
put on the banger matches. that are going to get the crowd invested in it. Because, yeah, I'm not really feeling Lyra as a character. She's just kind of, I'm still kind of new from NXT. I wear feathers. You can say woo during my entrance. There's not a lot there, not a lot going on. Like, she's all right. She's okay. But I'm sure there's more meat on the bone, as they say, that hopefully we'll get there eventually. But if you're just going to put on kick-ass matches where you and your opponent are going to beat the hell out of each other for like a 12 to 15-minute match, sounds good to me. Sign me up. So, yeah. God damn you with that broken foot bullshit.
I know. I was like, dang. The first thing I'm into my mind, I was like, that sucks. I just
said I
loved that. That looked fun. I hate you.
You could have sold it even more if you said Kevin breaking news. He did the sounder.
I should have.
I would have died.
It is all good. It is all
good. Right. Well, it's not all good for Hooters.
No, it's not.
Jay, you made sure that we talked about this because Hooters is filing for bankruptcy. And Jay, before we get into, I got a little topic about this, but I know there was something you want to address about the situation with Hooters right now.
Yeah. Hooters has been vanishing for the last few years. Now that I'm back, I've been back in Pittsburgh for almost 2 years now, and there was only one, and it's gone. It's been shut down for a lot of years, and it actually just caught on fire, and they destroyed the building in Monroeville. But, on the cruise, I really was enthralled by everything that Enzo Amore did. He tweeted out that TKO should buy Hooters. Now, he was a manager of a Hooters, I guess, back in the day. So that's where his affinity for this company comes from. And I'm like, yeah, that makes so much sense. Because then you could make the Hooters restaurants the spot for UFC and WWE pay-per-views. Mm-hmm. Go back to blast zones, I think is what they used to be called. And, the food isn't great, but it's still good. It's food. It's good. It's okay. The wings are okay. Doc loves fucking Hooters, and we went to Vegas. I got to take him to Hooters. We went Chicago. Got to go. It is just what it is. But as far as like the combat sports, this makes so much sense. I did just find out that TKO owns PBR, the Pro Bull Riders Association.
Yes, yeah, that's like the third kind of entity. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
So you throw Hooters in there, and you're good to go. And I really wish that could happen. And as far as the four of us go, we used to go to Buffalo Wild Wings in Lansing to watch pay-per-views. Except for Kevin, that one time he wanted to fight me because our boss wouldn't let us switch.
He took a shit. What do you have to say for yourself, Kevin?
It wasn't my fault. Wasn't my fault.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
So, hey, right. Leave the memories alone.
That's right. That's what we do.
It won't change a thing.
So, Jay, would you, but before you continue on, I want to make sure I'm clear. Are you just saying they're buying Hooters, or like, would you want them to buy and make like a rebrand? Like this is now the TKO restaurant.
No. This ain't WWE New York. This ain't
that's
the Nitro
what I was
Grill.
wondering.
It's still Hooters.
Got it. Okay.
If they want to make it, fresh and new, like Dunkin' did, they eliminated donuts. It's just Dunkin'. Right. They could be called Hoots. Let's go to Hoots.
He took it out of my mind. Let's
go to Hoots. Get some wings. Watch some UFC, pay-per-view, whatever. I just miss a place to go to watch. Now, of course, I'm not a bar guy. I'm not going to bars at night. Like, I'll go, like, I'm, with you two idiots, we're going on Saturday with Joe. But, like, that's at noon.
Yeah.
For an opportunity to go and watch a sporting event at a bar like that would be great. And they don't even have to have the girls dressed like tramps anymore. Put them in referee shirts for all I care.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so let's go to Hoots and watch Elimination Chamber Saturday.
Yeah. That's wild, man. Like, I mean, it wasn't altogether too long ago that, I would roll to Buffalo Wild Wings for a UFC pay-per-view
Yeah.
And those start at 10 o'clock at night. And it's like, man, I mean, that was probably, 8 years ago that I would do that like regularly. And it's like, whew, that seems leaving there at like 1:45 in the morning. God damn. Like, I don't know how I pulled those off.
Well, the problem is a lot of those places don't do it anymore because of the cost.
Cost.
It's cost.
Sure.
I don't know if it was always like this or something changed along the way, but it's cost per screen. It's not like an umbrella thing where all the screens are included. You're paying by the screen.
So yeah, and the Buffalo Wild Wings that has like 40 TVs.
Mm-hmm.
That
but if you
adds
go,
up.
But if TKO buys Hoots,
right,
it's all there. It's all profit. It is all profit.
I would say
don't hate it. Yeah,
I enjoy Hooters wings. I've always wondered where they got those weird wooden bowls that they bring the fries out in.
I forgot about that.
I always wonder. I'm like, where did they get these things that look like they're in my grandparents' house? I remember going to the Hooters in Lansing a few times, kind of in the parking lot of like Celebration Cinema ish over there on the West Side. One of the matches I remember more, and Brian, I don't know if you were there with me, but I remember Matt Boggs was. Brock Lesnar beat Shane Carwin. Came from behind.
I was with Jay.
Oh, he was with me.
Yeah.
Then I must have been.
That was my first go at UFC. That was the first one I've ever watched. UFC 116.
We watched that in Birmingham. I was living in, I think, Bloomfield Hills at the time, Kev.
And then I remember the first time I ever met Angela was me and Laura came to met you guys. I think was it Brighton? No,
I think so.
But maybe it was Brighton. And
a nice meet in the middle sort of thing.
I think that might have been UFC 100. Because I remember we sat at a tall top table, met Ange for the first time, and we watched UFC pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
But I loved it. All the fun.
Brock was on 100, so I mean, it could have been that one.
All the fun things like seeing sporting events like everywhere. It's just you kind of don't see it anymore. Any like movie theater, every now and then I see it pop up around my movie theaters, but it's like $20. Like you can't go to NCG anymore or a local movie theater like back in the day for $5. $5 got you in. It was like amazing.
Now
I know AEW's done some pay-per-views that they're like, go check it out in the theater, and I've never looked into that seriously. But have
you guys done any kind of like sports at a movie theater? Have you ever done that?
Yeah, I used to go to wrestling a lot back in the day.
At the movie theater?
Mm-hmm. At NCG in Lansing.
When I
haven't. No.
I went once to UFC. It was Johnny Hendricks versus GSP. It was when we lived in Dallas. The movie theater was showing it, and Johnny Hendricks was a Dallas guy. Now there was only like 7 people in the theater, but whatever. It was still awesome. But my first trip to Hooters, I will never forget this. I was right out of high school, or maybe even in high school.
On the stool.
Who forgets the first time you see a boob?
No. When I tell you, that. So we're, me and my friend TJ, we're 17, 18, whatever. We go to Hooters, and there's these adult men sitting next to us trying to purchase the girl's uniform that she's wearing. Bra and panties included.
Yeah.
Oh. And it was up to like, I vaguely remember it was like $400 he was going to pay her.
At Hoots?
At Hoots. To give him her uniform. And at the time, 17, 18 years old, I'm shy, quiet. And when these big titted girls come up and try to talk to you, and I'm just like,
yeah.
Hey, hi. So
that's how they get you.
Yeah. So that was my first Hooters experience. And then many, many, many years later, I went with one of my buddies, and he told them it was my birthday.
Oh.
I had to stand up on a stool, have them sing. And I've done plenty of radio events over the years there, but it sucks that it's going away. It's another thing going away. And Enzo Amore had the greatest idea to have TKO buy it.
Mm-hmm.
So he's actually working the show that I'm on in March. So I'm gonna bring that up to him. I think it's a genius idea.
I got two things on this. The number one, so I did watch WrestleMania 28 in a movie theater.
Oh, okay.
So I was living probably in Bloomfield Hills, and that was seeing a rock once in a lifetime. And so I went to a little like movie theater around here, and I just can remember, and I looked it up. So this was during the like Raw versus SmackDown brand split and everything. So they had Team Johnny. It was Johnny
Oh,
Laurinaitis.
Laurinaitis.
Team
Laurinaitis,
Johnny
not
versus
Laurinaitis.
Team Teddy.
Oh.
And so maybe both teams, or at least one of them, I think I'm guessing Raw came out because I remember Nickelback's "Burn It to the Ground" was the Raw theme song at the time. And I just remember sitting there and probably the Team Raw's coming out and they're playing Nickelback. And there's this little like 6-year-old dude, and he was just having the time of his life dancing to that Nickelback song. He was just like, "We're going out tonight to kick on every night." I was just like, this is great. This is great. Go for it, buddy. So I don't know why I remember that. I just thought, I was like, he's getting down to Nickelback. Let's go. This is WrestleMania season, baby.
Dun, 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 dun.
So that was my first.
We have to see those dance moves in Pittsburgh.
I might have to break it out. Yeah, if they got one of those the jukebox touch tone things at that.
No,
bar,
but I have
Jay?
Spotify on my phone, and
All
we'll
right.
just play it there.
All right, I'll reenact it. But as far as like the theater experience goes, I know they announced this. There's only a couple of them that pay-per-views, PLEs, WWE moving forward on these Cosms.
Yeah.
Which if you guys have seen it, it's basically like I don't know if it's like mini IMAX or a giant mini sphere, like Vegas sphere, like giant. And I see the clips, and like I've seen football games, NASCAR, and I mean it's like you're fucking there. And they are building one in Detroit. I don't think it's going to be ready till 2026, but I definitely want to check that out at least one time because for the shit that I see online, I'm like, that looks freaking cool. So that's maybe a plussed up experience besides the the standard big screen at your Hooters or Buffalo Wild Wings.
In those type of establishments, I'm guaranteeing people wear deodorant. So
yes, very much so.
So it's like you're in the first couple rows, but it's like you're in a nice smelling venue.
Yeah. We'll see. There's only a couple, and one's coming to Detroit, so I'm gonna be keeping my eye on when that's coming to town, and hopefully get to check out a show. All right, we're getting ready here for preview and predictions. Kev, is there anything for this weekend that we've talked, Jay's kind of set the stage about what we can expect? Is there anything kind of like on your plate that you want to have to experience? This is like kind of your first true Pennsylvania visit, I think.
I don't think I've ever driven through or stepped foot in the state of Pennsylvania in my life.
Awesome.
Like I was thinking about it over the years. I just don't think I've ever been there. Like college visits, sports teams, friends. Like this is great. I feel like I'm not just going there to hang out with you guys. I get to see like almost the surrounding areas where you guys grew up, right? So that's cool. You guys have been where I grew up, so it's kind of like get to see that. I really love breweries, right? Each place has their own kind of flavors, like twist on things. So I can't wait to see what Pennsylvania has to bring. Because Yingling, of course, right? And different things like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yingling's the other side of the state.
Yeah, the national stuff in Pennsylvania.
But you'll find it there, though.
But I look forward to just hanging, drinking beers tomorrow night. That's going to be awesome.
I've never been to this. The bar we're going to, I've been to a bunch. The brewery I've never been to, and they don't have food. They just have like peanuts and potato chips. So make sure to eat enough at the bar, and then
perfect.
Brewery. Like I said, it's the only one that's by my house for sure. I'm gonna poke around tonight while the show's rendering. Maybe I can find something else too. But yeah, it'll be good. All good.
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, a couple of my home Moon Township boys are going to be coming out, and you guys. I mean, Jay goes even farther back with some of these guys from when we were doing the radio thing together back in Pittsburgh. And Kevin's had some brief interactions with a couple of these guys, either at the bachelor party or the wedding itself. So We're gonna have a good little crew there, man. And Joe will be there too. So we think.
And if not in person, in spirit.
Yes, exactly. So we'll all be together. Elimination Chamber is Saturday night in Toronto. And we've got, holy cow, look at that guy right there. Oh,
That's a lot of hair.
That is
Can you hear me? Can everybody
I hear
me?
you loud and clear, brother.
Oh, excellent.
Aaron, can you
Yes.
do me a favor and turn your phone sideways? Hot dog, not
Sure.
hamburger.
Jay, you commented on his
There
hair. I'll
you
say
go.
this. That hair is voluminous, if that's a word, is because the Pistons are 8 in a row, and I can see why my friend Aaron has been jumping up and down. Shout out
I have been.
shout out to Beasley.
It's been an exciting time to be a Pistons fan.
Oh,
I'll
I
tell you
love
what.
it.
Yeah.
It's been an honorable time. It's fun to actually admit to other people that
Right.
you're a Pistons fan. So
Yeah. Oh, well, you know what? I mean, I think what really happened, I mean, and obviously this is a wrestling podcast, but, I think just a change of scenery in terms of coach. And I think it was just the right time. Everybody was there enough that like they could contribute. And then they started winning and now they can't stop. And let's hope that they don't stop winning. Cause I mean, we were so disappointed with the Lions losing, and then now we're hopeful that the Wings and the Pistons maybe could be in the playoffs at some point.
Oh yeah.
And of course baseball season starting up. So this is a fun time to be a Detroit sports fan. That's for sure.
Kicked the shit out of my Celtics the other night, man. I almost
Hell yeah,
canceled
we
your
did.
appearance on here.
20
I was like,
points.
what the fuck?
Did.
It's all good, brother. It's all good, man. I'm happy for the Pistons. It's good to have some good basketball in the city for some in a long time.
Yeah.
So let me give you a proper introduction. This is Aaron Gonzalez, and Aaron and I have known each other. It's fun. It's funny to think about this, man. Nearly 18 years.
Yes.
'Cause, bro, I started at Radio Disney March of 2007, and you know Jay even longer because Jay's wife was there. Jay was helping out. Yep. So we've gone back for a long time, my friend. When you think about it,
as an intern, I even got Jason's lunch one time. Not that was a requirement for my internship, but let me tell you, Jason, they don't have the hot dog stand down there no more. It's gone.
And I made him pay for it too. So. He was a dumb intern. He didn't know any better.
Unbelievable.
The Fisher Building, wonderful.
Yeah. Oh, it's sad. It's sad. I'll put it that way. I mean, or at least the part of the Fisher Building where like a lot of the food is sad. The building itself still, it draws its crowd because of obviously the theater and JR's still up there and so forth. But we go back like two decades worth of time. I mean, I worked with
it's crazy.
I worked with you at Radio Disney and Michelle, Jason as well, as Jason was essentially our imaging guy for a brief period of time. Yeah. So I mean, then but definitely it's great to see old friends and to be able to talk about one passion, and it's wrestling, professional wrestling. So,
and the best part about it, Aaron, I've been friends with you for 3 minutes now. So looky there, looky.
It's like the Chelsea Green's the longest reigning U.S. title. Like you have your time of friendship just continues.
Oh, that's funny. That's a good comparison. Yeah. Nice.
And Aaron, I don't remember in the times that we worked together. I don't remember us like talking wrestling too much. Like, were you a fan like during that time, or just like we talked music and sports and stuff like that? So, tell me kind of like your history with like being a fan.
Well, my history being a fan was as I was growing up. So, like probably between like 7 years old to maybe around I'd say about 2001. So, like I was following WWE for a long time. And then I think what happened was when Hogan left, I started watching WCW more.
Sure.
And I started following that a lot more. And I really fell out of place with WWE. I actually enjoyed more of the wrestling aspect that WCW did. And then I pretty much was like addicted. I was hooked in when NWO came in. I remember growing up, I still, I was in high school. I had a curfew, but my sister used to stay up and she would record Nitro for me. She would record the ever so important third hour. And I remember going back, the next day after school, putting the tape in, watching Nitro. I remember Nash darting Rey Mysterio into that TV truck. I remember that happening. Like I watched the replay of that. Like it was, the very next day. I mean, on videotape, nonetheless.
Yeah.
Do you still have that videotape by chance?
No. We use the same tape. We use the
each
same
week.
tape
Yeah.
every week. Yeah. And
Yeah,
whenever, and I remember one time, I don't know which episode it was, but I recorded Demolition Man with Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes
Rodman,
at the
right?
very end of that Nitro.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I used to have it. I used to record the pay-per-views, and I would buy like the big, like 6 or 8 hour long tapes. So I would record a wrestling event, and then I would add like one of my favorite movies that would come on HBO,
That's awesome.
Showtime. So that way I had WrestleMania, and I think on the WrestleMania tape I had Falling Down with Michael Douglas and Robert Duvall.
Yeah.
You still have any?
Isn't that a combination? I mean, you see the double world championship. You see Yokozuna and Lex Luger with Mr. Perfect as the ref, and then you get that amazing opening match with Brett and Owen. And then I think that was the opener. I'm not too sure, but it started off really well, and then of course that ladder match. Who could forget that ladder match?
Yeah.
Do you have any of those VHS tapes?
I might. I'll have to take a look, Jason.
And do you happen?
I do. I can send them to you guys.
And do you? I think
I have enough.
Do you happen to have a combination of Starrcade '97 and the Little Rascals that came out in '95? Because that's the that's the combo right there.
Yeah.
If you got that, I'll buy it.
I loved Aaron's decision-making process was, this is Prince Iakea versus Billy Kidman, but Falling Down, so I'm going to record it. Sorry.
Exactly. Or, just being able to, like I had to think, like I can't put a 2 hour long movie on those tapes. It's only going to work for maybe 90 minutes. So I got to think ahead. I had to really put some thought
strategy.
Into that.
Yeah. That is fantastic.
I mean, but those are some great.
Man.
As a matter of fact, I was following when WrestleMania used to be held during the afternoon. Like it was
way back in the day,
7-8 o'clock time. It was like around 3:30, and the match would be over at like around. The event would be over around like 7:30. I remember the Royal Rumble being like I think 5 p.m. I mean, it was very rare that those events would take place like at around 8 o'clock. It really was. And
Ryan loves the afternoon pay-per-views. He loves the Easy Lover era of wrestling pay-per-views.
Oh, yeah. Throw on some Phil and Phil, baby. Throw in the Phil and Phil, and it's on.
A funny story. I remember the night that it was the Survivor Series where Undertaker took on Hulk Hogan at Joe Louis Arena. I remember I had pretty much laid every single guilt trip excuse known to mankind, telling my dad I give up my allowance for the entire year if he would just please rent this pay-per-view. And so he obliged. So we rented it, and at the time we were waiting for it to start. My dad was watching Pale Rider with Clint Eastwood, and I remember I was running across the living room and doing leg drops on a pillow. All right, now mind you, I'm a big kid as a kid, so here I am running from the dining room into the living room, cutting off my dad's view to TV to drop a leg on a pillow. Okay. So this next time the pillow has already gone and I'm getting used to it. So I'm doing the leg drops on the carpet. So I come from the dining room, I make a big dash out, and I drop like a Hulk Hogan legendary leg drop. And I get up and I'm like, oh no.
I broke my coccyx.
Yeah, well, my thing was like, did I poop on myself? Because I was like, what's this squishy thing around my
Oh
butt?
no!
So
That's right. A lot of wrestlers
I
do that in the ring. You hear about,
I
so
freaked
that
because
happens.
I was like, I'm thinking about it. It's like, no, I didn't have to go. Like, what happened? I move her. I turn around to my left. I look at the ground, and what is it? A mouse.
Oh no!
He dropped the
didn't see
leg
that
drop
coming.
on a mouse.
Damn!
Peter
That
doesn't
li-
listen to this, so you're
that
all
little
good,
guy.
Aaron.
That
Aaron,
little
you
guy was
crazy.
twitching,
Ah,
and I was freaking out. I was like, "Ah."
that's
And my
funny.
dad's like, "Oh, that's deep. Like you leg dropped a mouse." And then my dad like go in the kitchen.
Hogan
get a
never did that,
bag.
brother.
Yeah, and so I had to get a bag, and yeah, that mouse. He went for the permanent 3 count, maybe even 5. King
That's
Kong
some
Bundy.
King
There you
Kong
go.
Bundy refereeing going on. Yeah.
Five,
Oh
five.
my God! Well, that's amazing.
Uh,
That's all the time we have for this week. Oh, we get into picks. Okay. Say, how can we top that? That was
Yeah,
amazing.
let's get into the picks.
All
Yes,
right,
let's do
we're
that.
getting into picks. It's Elimination Chamber Saturday night, and what we do, Aaron, is our guest picker of the PLE. We do this all throughout the year, where we keep track of the standings, and at the end of the year, we've only done it 1 year so far. The winner gets bragging rights, and Kevin is the reigning champion, and he has the Kevin Owens shirt that says "Kevin is right." So that was kind of my salute to him winning the picks. So we're
Gotcha.
1 PLE down, of course, with the Rumble. The standings going into it, Kevin and myself are tied with 3 points. Joe is at 2. The guest picker is at 2, and Jason is at 1.
But
So-
the one
The
is-
one was
I picked Jey Uso to win the Royal Rumble.
he did.
Much like last year at WrestleMania, I picked Sami Zayn to beat Gunther. Much like 2 years ago at WrestleMania, I predicted Roman Reigns to beat Cody.
Okay.
I'm the greatest.
Hey, you know what? That Royal Rumble, real quick, I gotta say, I was really rooting for Cena, but I felt like once they were outside of the ropes and they were doing like the old school house show, like I had a feeling that like, watch, they're gonna put him over. They're gonna put Jay over.
Yes.
And sure enough, when they did the dipsy doodle, I was like, dang it. You know, they're gonna put him over. Does he win? I don't know. You know, I think that
We're not there yet, Aaron. We're not there yet.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. we'll predict that when it comes time.
We're pretty loose, but we do have a process here.
Okay.
So Joe isn't here. So Joe has given his picks to Jay. So what we'll do is we'll start. I'll go just with how my screen lines up. Aaron, I'll have you start. We'll go to Kevin, and then Jay, you can do you and Joe at some order, however you like. It's very college game day style. Aaron, feel free to throw out a thought or two on why you want to make a pick for this match.
I still don't think Joe's pick should be legal.
Well,
Aaron could be the
well, no, because he could tie if he says no and agrees with me. What
we don't need to.
We're going back to the Wheel of Mystery.
I bowl on a sanctioned league that has nothing but drama, so it's like I can't be the tie. I can't be the tie. I won't be the tie.
That's all right. We'll let it go this time, Joe. But there will be an asterisk next to his name if he wins.
That's true. That's fair. So, Aaron, let's start. We're gonna go with Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn in an unsanctioned match. Who do you see coming out on top here?
I think it's going to be Sammy. The reason why I feel that way is because, we had this type of match not too long ago where they had an unsanctioned winner takes all, whoever bleeds out first. I think that was a WrestleMania. That wasn't it. I can't remember.
Very well may have been.
But I remember, at the time it was KO. It was KO that went over on Sammy, and Sammy went ahead and went back to doing what that weird I'm the best in the world kind of thing. So I think Sami Zayn takes this one. It's going to be a great match. I think we probably won't see any of those guys at least for 2 weeks afterwards. I for sure think that there's going to be no interference that would lead Sammy to lose, but you never know in the WWE. But Sammy for sure, I think Sammy will take it.
All right, Sammy comes out on top. Kev, what do you say?
I am opposite you,
Ooh.
my good sir, Mr. Gonzalez. I think, to be honest, I feel like it could be either one. I think this might be the closest in my eyes of who can win. Well, I guess there's only one other match besides the chamber matches, but I just feel like KO is going to take it to another level, and I feel like it's going to be a lot of KO whooping on Sammy, Sammy crawling back up, KO whooping on him again, crawling back up. Sammy's going to get a lot of offense, and then they're just going to beat the crap out of each other. But I do like when you mentioned go away for a little while, but I feel like that will happen, and then they'll seal the deal for the 14th conclusion of their rivalry between the both of them at WrestleMania. But I think KO is going to win.
All right, we're split here. Jay, do you want to do you or Joe?
We will say Joe's picks before me moving forward.
Okay.
He has Kevin Owens.
Okay.
And I also think it's going to be Sami Zayn.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we got 2 for Kevin Owens. We got 2 for Sami Zayn. I'm a little torn on this one, but I will go with Sammy. I think that I don't know if they're going to have this match again at Mania, or we haven't seen Randy Orton in a long time, and I think Kevin Owens took out Randy Orton. It's been a couple months now. That maybe that's how Sammy gets the W, is Orton does some sort of surprise RKO sort of thing. Sammy gets the win, and that sets up Kevin and Randy Orton for WrestleMania. So I'll go Sami Zayn, but going to be a hell of a match. Very well could be the best match of the night. Match number 2, it's Tiffany Stratus and I'm making up their own team name. Tiffany Stratus. Tiff Status, something like that. Yeah, Tiffany and Trish.
Trishy and Tiffy time is what the t-shirt says.
There, that's what we'll go with that. Taking on Nia and Candice. Aaron, who do you like here?
So, to tell you the truth, I think this match will be the snooze. It might be something. Yeah.
There's only 4 matches on the card.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
It's gonna be one of them,
might
right?
be the dog watching match. In the end, I think because obviously this is a hometown match for Trish. I think Trish comes out ahead. I remember reading some of the papers leading into this match, or at least leading into Elimination Chamber, that she was going to have one more match. And, I think that having her go into a tag team match is much better because she doesn't necessarily have to get pinned. So even if Trish and Tiffany lose, it won't be Trish that will be, on her back getting counted down 1, 2, 3. It could definitely be Tiffany. I sort of see maybe an appearance from Charlotte.
Sure.
Because of, her soon-to-be matchup at WrestleMania. But I think overall, hometown girl takes it home, gets to do the victory parade, walks out of Elimination Chamber with her head held up high.
Tiffany and Trish is the pick. Kev?
I also will agree with that one with Aaron. I think it's going to be Tiffy and Trishy time.
All right.
And I think the match will be... I'll probably be drunk, to be honest. I'll be very honest.
Aaron,
but that one,
what you don't know is the guys are coming to my house tomorrow in Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay.
They're coming to visit. So Saturday will be chamber at my house. So Kev probably will be drunk.
Yeah, I'm just. That's not a spoiler. I already messed it up.
Are you drunk now?
Yeah.
Very well, maybe.
But yeah, I think it's where I said Kevin and Sammy were kind of a toss up in my brain. That one I feel like I'd bet the house on.
All right. Like that pick.
All right, Joe.
Joe via J. Yes.
Trish and Tiffany. I really feel like for me, it's going to be Trish and Tiffany, but man, I would love to see an upset, but it doesn't make sense. So
Yeah.
Trish and Tiffany for me as well.
We could have had a J special, a classic, but yeah, let's go all the board here. Tiffany and Trish. I heard Trish on Busted Open. This is the very first match her kids will be in attendance for.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I think her last match, besides the Royal Rumble, was the Payback Pittsburgh match that you were at, Jay, with Becky Lynch in the steel cage. So she was like, they were a little too young then. They're a little older now. So they're going to be there. So I think, mommy's going to walk out a winner in her hometown.
Who cares that her kids are going to be there? I don't.
Exactly. Somebody with no kids would say that. Jerk face. Kids.
Shut up.
They want to be good. They want to show on kids. Look what mommy can do.
Those kids don't give a shit what she does, as long as the toys and the video games and the farm fresh chicken keeps coming to their house. Because I'm sure they're a non-GMO family.
Well, when they're sitting front row and the camera goes on them, me and Brian are gonna look at together.
We're gonna laugh
and then turn slow motion and look right at you.
And I'll be like, "Fuck those kids!"
Yeah. Come on, Jay, pick Nia. Let's go. Heel turn on him. Let's go. No? All right, match number 3. Let's go with the Women's Elimination Chamber. It is Liv Morgan, Roxanne Perez, Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, Naomi, and Bayley. 6 contestants. And Aaron, who is your one winner?
I'm going to have to go with now that the name draws out, I'll say it'll help me as I say out who I think will be gone first, and that's Naomi. She's not standing a chance.
Okay. Well, we're going to get to that in a bonus question in the
Okay. Liv Morgan. I think Liv Morgan's going to take it.
Whoa!
Yeah, all right. I think there could be some interference from is it Michelle? Am I getting it? No, Raquel.
Yeah,
Raquel broke her foot 25 minutes ago.
Fuck you.
You know what? She'll hop.
He lied. He's lying.
I made that up, and both of these fools believe me.
Yeah, it'll be such a distraction, and then all of a sudden, whack! Here comes Dom, Dirty Dom, boom, done. No, Liv wins it. I think that I think Bayley and Bianca will definitely put up a good fight because obviously they're the most experienced when it comes to those matches. Alexa will give like a nice little moment. And you know what? Honestly, I think she's the one that eliminates Naomi. So I'll give you that one right there.
Okay. All right. Well, we got Liv. We're going new tag champ and maybe going for the world championship at WrestleMania. Kev?
I kind of want to see the Naomi Bianca tag team to kind of go their separate ways. So I'd like to see a strong showing from Bianca, and then Jay kind of went into my brain earlier when he mentioned the Rhea Bianca match could be, maybe night 1 worthy of WrestleMania. I do think it is a seat filler type match. I feel like it could be huge, just as much as Liv in Rhea as well. I feel like those two could stand out to be, WrestleMania worthy. There's several other opportunities. Like I think Roxanne would be amazing. I think Liv, Alexa Bliss, she came back, she got the biggest pop at the Rumble. Like it's not that who wins, it's how the people lose is what I think is going to be more concerning going into WrestleMania, because all those women are pretty stacked, pretty high. Like you don't want to make any of them look really weak. Like, so that's kudos to both chambers because both of them are stacked with just big time talent. But I'm going to go Bianca.
All right. Joe via J.
Joe says Bianca. And I really like that Liv Morgan pick, Aaron.
That's good.
Thank you, because you're a smart man.
Yeah, sometimes.
But I'm gonna head. Don't make it bigger.
I'm gonna go with Bianca. I think that we get the breakup. Bianca killed Jade, and Bianca Rhea. As I said earlier in the show, night one main event, Rhea versus Bianca.
Yeah, I hate going last and saying a lot of things you guys have already said, but I'm also gonna go Bianca. I just think the tag title loss on Monday opens it up now. It seems like it makes sense to okay, now you're moving into this new thing with Rhea, which that match should be an instant classic because of how talented they both are. So tough for me to see any other avenue, but I'm sure the match is going to be awesome given the talent involved. That brings us to the men's chamber. John Cena, CM Punk, Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul, and Seth Rollins. We talked about how stacked this was last week. Arguably the biggest one of all time. Joe said, well, maybe the first one, which had a bunch of Hall of Famers in it too. So, but this is up there as well. Aaron, what's the pick?
Man, and I really want to dive into this.
Dive.
Yeah. So my first instinct, Punk. I thought Punk for sure. I think that it's his time to at least get into the championship picture. So that was my first pick. But the recent lawsuit brought up over at AEW, and Punk's reputation. I think that's kind of it's not a black guy, but it's something that maybe
Punk is
will
not a
damper-
black guy.
No, not black guy, black guy,
Oh.
black guy.
Like
It's not necessarily
this is-
it's not necessarily a black eye, but it's definitely like really Punk. I mean,
Right.
you did it again. You hurt yourself. So, and then I thought, how about Cena? What about Cena? One more time, he goes against Cody Rhodes, and maybe he pulls it off. I don't know, but I think Cena will have his match at WrestleMania. It will be significant, but ultimately, the winner will be Seth frickin' Rollins.
Ooh.
Wow. I love it. He had a great promo with Cody.
Yes, and I think there's a bigger surprise coming at WrestleMania. So,
Okay.
and it will definitely, obviously, I feel Seth will win. They'll go to WrestleMania, but there'll be more. There'll be more.
From tag partners at last year's WrestleMania to opponents at this year's. That would be a good angle for sure. All right, Kev, what's the call?
Mamma mia, how do I follow?
Break it down.
How do I
Usually,
follow?
Kev, you're full of words.
I like AG, man. I think everything you said was fantastic, except for your prediction of the winner.
Okay.
I don't dislike it, but I don't agree with it.
Okay.
Meaning I just have someone else. I think Cena, I think he's gonna get close, but I want the carrot dangling. Like I don't want him to have the title shot so early, because if he doesn't win, then it's like I want the chase, right? I want him to chase it. Oh, I'm gonna get close. Chase it. Don't get it. Oh, I'm gonna have a great match at WrestleMania still. I'm still gonna be on the card. Oh, I don't want to see him, because when he came back and said he hasn't won a singles match in 5 years or something like that. I don't want to see him going to the main event, because that is main event Sunday night quality. Not saying he doesn't deserve it. Ernest Goes to Wrestling deserves it, but he's not going to win the Elimination Chamber. But I disagree a little bit with what you said with CM Punk, because I think he's behaved greatly since he's been back a year, and basically almost a year and a half with WWE. He's been amazing in his promos. His matches have been fantastic.
Yeah.
Everything about him. So it's kind of between Cena and CM Punk in my eyes. And I just don't think John's going to be there every week as a full-time employee. So, and you need it. You need someone battling face to face with Cody every single week and make that the hottest main event in the history, maybe, of WrestleMania in our lifetime. Who knows? But I really feel like CM Punk's gonna take the victory of the Elimination Chamber.
So Joe has John Cena winning.
Okay. Yeah.
I have Drew McIntyre winning.
I love this right now. This is awesome. Brian, just as a heads up, you didn't read the fine print. You either have to pick Finn Balor or Logan Paul.
I
Damian
forgot
Priest,
those
you
two
mean?
guys
Oh,
are in
Damian
it.
Priest. Yes.
Yeah,
That
Finn's
just,
not in
that
it.
just
Sorry.
shows you how
Yes.
much I think the rest of the factor is gonna go in. Like, it'll be entertaining. But Brian, who do you think?
I'm going CM Punk. I kind of felt like you, Kev, as far as yes, I can see Cena having a title match at WrestleMania, but I like the idea of, it's his last match ever and it's for the title. Like, let's just wait till the very time that it's going to conclude. So I'm going Punk. He's always been pushing about, I want a main event WrestleMania. I think this will finally be the time that he gets just that. All right, that brings us to our kind of our wild card match. But it's not a match. It's a question, yes or no. Well,
Bonus questions.
I can't. Well, that's not even a bonus question. I mean, it can't be.
No, these are for bonus points. That's all it is.
Sure, but yeah, but we know this is a segment of the show. This is, will Cody Rhodes give up his soul to The Rock? Because they've promoted that as a, like, we'll find out at Elimination Chamber, right? So it's a simple yes or no, I guess, Aaron. Yes or no? Will Cody give up his soul to The Rock?
No.
Okay.
Kev, yes or no? And that's it.
You are
Wow,
not the
actually
father.
listened.
No.
You actually listen. Joe says no. Nah, I'm going to say no as well. I'm going to say no as well.
I'm going to say yes.
No. Wow.
I'll just real quick, because, we want to go quick. I get the whole, like, he's been kind of a bit paranoid. He's lost friends like Kevin Owens. Coming out of that first Saturday night's main event, when he got stretchered off, we had the crowd like, you deserve it.
That's not very nice, Brian.
That is true. That is true. I think it's going to play into some bigger stuff, obviously, going into WrestleMania, but I think it's not easy. But yeah, I think that he will say, I want to hold this title for forever. So yes, I'll be you can have my soul, I guess.
Wow.
And then it's like the Indiana Jones where he gets the soul sucked out of him. Like, ay.
Who knows?
We'll see.
All right.
Maybe.
Let's go to the bonus points. All right. So
wait, was that a bonus? That's a bonus point, right? Or is that a prediction for the show? You got to make your call here, because I don't want to deal with you three fighting back and forth on Saturday at my house.
But bonus point is basically a prediction. It's just for a point in.
Yeah, it's all the same.
All
it's
right.
just these next four are like something that happens in a match.
Joe has questioned if we were really picking the Cody thing. Literally, it says it in the text.
Well,
okay. All right. Okay. For the rest of the bonus questions, because since Joe's not here, what does he have? Because I want to make sure I'm not saying a bonus question that like Joe didn't have an answer to.
He has the first for the men, or no, he actually for both. The first superstar pinned, and the last superstar pinned.
Perfect. Okay, so that's good. So
the
that's
only bad thing
bonus
with 5 bonus points with 4 matches.
Well, it's how the card played out. Yeah, we won't have that at WrestleMania. Yeah. All right. So yeah, let's do the bonus points. So Aaron. First is, who is your runner-up in the men's chamber? So you got your winner, which I don't even remember who it is now. But who do they get the final pin on?
It will be Seth pin. So I picked.
Yeah, who does Seth pin? So Seth pins who to win?
Seth will pin Punk.
Seth pins Punk. Wow, a little revenge from the Raw Netflix debut.
Yeah.
Kev, who's the runner-up in the men's chamber?
I'm gonna go John Cena.
Okay. So Joe has
Drew first pinned. I
we're doing
last pin. Punk.
Mm-hmm.
He has Punk last pin.
Punk. Okay. I got Cena. Sorry. Go ahead, Jay.
I have Cena last pinned. Yeah.
All right. And I got Cena last pinned as well. So last pinned in the women's chamber, Aaron. Liv is your winner. Liv is going to pin who to win the match.
It will be Bianca.
Kev?
I'm filling in as much as I can, as fast as I can. Just one sec.
Oh yeah. He's
Sorry.
typing up the for his Excel to keep track of all these.
Yes.
We take the picks very seriously, Aaron.
I believe it. I want to see a pivot table too. There should be a pivot table involved.
I'll insert you a pivot table, and it'll be
Excel humor. I love it.
Let's go. Let's go Bailey.
Okay. Bailey takes the final pin.
All right. Joe has Liv final pinned. I have Roxanne Perez.
I also have Roxanne Perez. I think that's going to be her. I know.
Joe has Liv.
Joe has Liv, and me and Jay both have Roxanne.
And for our last bonus point, will Travis Scott have a joint walking to the ring like he did it on Netflix?
1000%.
Just kidding.
All
Kev,
right.
you good? You caught up?
Kind of.
All right, Aaron, we'll go to you. So now we have two final ones, but this is who is the first person pinned in the men's chamber?
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a real good one. I'm gonna go with Cena. I think Cena will be the first one pinned.
Interesting.
I just think that you can't pin Logan Paul and Finn. I think those two need to have a moment.
Priest, not Finn.
Yeah. So
Priest.
I did the same thing like 2 minutes ago.
Yep. No worries. All right,
Yeah.
Kev.
I think Damian.
Oh, that's right. He's not in it. My bad. What the heck?
Aaron, me and you have the same mindset right now because I did the same thing 2 seconds ago.
Yeah.
And the fact is, it's out of sight, out of mind, and I'm going to forget about him in the chamber because I think Damian Priest will be the first one to be eliminated.
Oh, that's a good one.
All right, let's see what Joe has.
Joe and Drew.
Joe has Drew, and I have Logan Paul being the first one pick.
Went back and forth on those two myself. I will also say Drew. He just lost to Jimmy Uso.
Yeah.
I think maybe that's the thing is I keep having him lose to get even angrier. And finally, who is the first eliminated in the women's chamber? Aaron?
Naomi.
Oh,
Yeah. Naomi's the first one
taking
out.
the pin on Raw, taking the first loss at the chamber. Kev, who is it?
I agree. Naomi.
Naomi. All right.
All right, Joe has Joe fucked up. Joe fucked up.
Well, unfortunately,
He got Finn Balor too?
He has Raquel.
Oh no!
In the women's chamber match.
She's not even in it.
well,
Oh no!
it is what it is.
Joseph.
All right,
Joseph,
whatever.
Joseph.
I think the first woman. We're doing first woman pinned, right?
Yes, correct.
Yep.
I am gonna go Alexa Bliss.
Ooh, that hurts.
Alexa off.
Oh, not again. Not again.
That's all.
All right. I also will go with Naomi. Just think maybe with all the talent involved, that's probably who I would say might take that first loss. Talented girl, but a lot of talent in this match. All right. The picks are in. Elimination Chamber is Saturday night. And as for myself and Jason and Kevin, who knows what shenanigans we'll get into, whether there's a post-show quick stupid pod.
No, GCW and strippers are at 11 p.m. Saturday night.
I forgot already. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
So we've got a packed weekend in store for us. Can't wait. Super excited. Aaron, thank you,
And-
my friend. I'm glad
And
we
they're
got to
all
do this.
dressed like wrestlers. That's what I told them. They had to wear
Yes.
wrestling outfits.
I love it. I love it. Hey, look, I love the show.
Thank you.
As a matter of fact, non-related, I would love to see another Harper and Kevin's kid as well doing
The picks. Oh, look at that, Jay.
I have to miss that.
So,
I was
Aaron,
like, "Come on, man."
I put the kibosh. I put the kibosh on the picks.
Love it.
Brian can do that on his.
He is a man. He's a jefe. Jason's
I
keeping
know.
everybody on track, man.
Unbelievable.
You guys can do that on that other wrestling podcast YouTube channel. So.
The kids tied one year, man.
So what?
That means that everybody won,
See,
Long
this
live
is
the
the guy
picks.
with no kids saying,
including
"Who
the
cares?"
viewer.
Yeah.
Well, Brian, I have to say, it might have to be. Wait, the Lions and the Steelers play each other this
in
year,
Detroit
right?
next year. Yeah.
Mhm.
Maybe it'll just be a one-off pick'em.
One-off special pick extravaganza. I'll let you know if we do that, Aaron.
You know, Brett would just pick the Lions. Harper would just pick the Steelers. Maybe they can just talk crap.
It'll be the soup or bowl of picks. Aaron, you missed a lot of misspoken words early in the show. So
It was a hoot.
Okay.
It
You'll
was
hear
a
it
hoot.
back.
It was a hoot, big time.
Yeah. Awesome.
Oh,
Well,
hey,
I'm glad
I
we
had
got
a
to do this,
blast.
buddy.
And, you know,
Thank you.
I can't thank you enough, and I'm really looking forward to that decision because what I ultimately believe will happen, and if I have a moment to say,
Go ahead.
I
Yes,
think
please.
what's going to end up happening is yes, you're going to have Seth and Cody. They will duel it out. Then comes The Rock's final boss music, and then the betrayal. Seth is going to sell his soul.
And then,
Seth
and then, when Seth makes the betrayal, this music hits.
It's time to play the game.
It's time to play the game.
Time to play the game.
If you can't visualize what he looks like, wow, it's
Oh
Yes.
my
That's
god!
awesome.
Yeah, no, I think that I like the fact that Cody's getting primed for a heel turn, but I don't think it's
And
really
it's going to
there
be
yet.
so good when it happens.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
I
saying,
just hope
guys.
it's not this bullshit.
No.
Right.
Not with
All
Dwayne.
right. Well, it's an exciting time of the year. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Kev. And I'll see you two guys in about 24 hours as of
cracking a
recording
beer
time right now.
24.
Hey, thanks
Yeah.
a lot, guys. I really appreciate it. I'd love to come back anytime.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
got it, buddy.
Absolutely.
We'll definitely do that. It's youtube.com/That Wrestling Podcast, at That WrestlePod for the social media, whatamaneuver.net for your merchandise. Enjoy Elimination Chamber. Heck, maybe Collision's on too. It's probably not what you're watching, but maybe you're DVRing it, or you're getting your VHS tape and taping over Final Destination or whatever it was, Aaron, right? But as always, enjoy wrestling. We will talk to you next week.
I farted.
Fiona.
Thanks for watching That Wrestling Podcast on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And for more That Wrestling Podcast content, follow at That WrestlePod on social media.